So do you need to be driving a fully wrapped, beautiful truck, a lift kit, beautiful new diesel? Or can you get started driving that 1997 rusted out Toyota Corolla? I get this question a lot, and for many salespeople, especially those who are getting started in a similar place that I was when I was earning under $20,000 a year, living below the poverty line and did not have enough money to be in a nice vehicle. I was in an old beat up Toyota Tacoma. And you know what? I made it here. And for many of us, this idea of how we're being perceived from our homeowners as we pull in the driveway in our rickety old tin can of a car poisons our confidence. So in today's video, I'm going to answer this question once and for all. Does it matter what you drive? Do you need a fully wrapped truck, or can you get by with what you've got? Let's get started. Hey, first, I just want to say a quick welcome or welcome back. Adam Bensman here, the Roof Strategist, and thank you so much for investing your valuable time with me today, because my promise to you is that every video you watch is going to help you or your team smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. And the reason that I do what I do is because I see that about 2 out of 3 roofing salespeople quit or get fired in their very first year, and it's because they weren't prepared for the mental and emotional battlefield that is a life in roofing sales. And it's one of the reasons I wrote my best-selling book called The Roofing Sales Survival Guide. Beat the odds, overcome yourself, and win big. Grab your copy right now if you haven't. It's available on Audible, Kindle, so you can hear me narrate it, and on paperback. Check it out on Amazon. Let's rock and roll. I want to tell you the tale of 2 roofing salespeople, and you're going to pick which person you're going to hire. Let's paint the picture. True story, by the way. I used to live up in 8,800 feet, town called Estes Park, Colorado. Now, I bought this house with my wife, and I failed to look at one thing. I'm a roofer. I didn't look at the roof. Lo and behold, in time, we ended up getting a leak on our roof. I walk into my living room, I look up, and I see that yellow, dreadful stain on the ceiling. I was upset. I was like, I can't believe I didn't even look at the roof. So I run to the garage, I grab my ladder, and I set it up, and I crawl up on the roof, and I notice something. Instantly, there's no drip edge, and there's no rake edge. And I'm at 8,800 feet. Not only is it code, it's common sense. Take a deep breath, I peel those shingles up, and I look under there, and I go, oh my gosh, there's no ice and water shield. No ice and water, no drip edge, no rake edge, and imagine 8,800 feet where it's not uncommon to get 2 feet of snow. So hypothetical situation is here, right? It's a true story. Now imagine, this part I'm making up for this video so you can see the point. I call 2 roofers out for an estimate. Roofer number 1, he shows up, beautiful truck, lifted, brand new diesel, wrapped. He steps out of the truck, he's dressed to the nines. He's got his briefcase, he looks professional and sharp, and he comes into my house. And he does an incredible presentation on the most beautiful, fancy new iPad with the Engage presentation and all the glitz and the glam. And he goes through his proposal and he shares his company story and he nails it. And at the end, he says, got it. Your roof is going to be $20,000. That's roofer number 1. Roofer number 2 shows up. He's driving a 1986 rusted out Chevy pickup. He crawls out of the truck. There's no letters on it. Ladders strapped in the back. Looks around. Spits a lip full of dip out, looks up at my roof, walks up, he goes, yeah, man, I'll come down in a few minutes, let me just figure out what's going on. He hops up on the roof, notices these couple things, and then he gets down off the roof and he does this. He says, hey, Adam, listen, man, I figured out why your roof's leaking. You have no drip edge and no rake edge on your roof, and it's building code here, and it's also common sense. See, what that's gonna do, the plywood of your roof, imagine if you dipped it in some water, right? It's gonna drink that water up like a wick, just waltz right up that wood. And that's what's happening right now around your entire roof because there's no edge metal covering that up. When we're getting these massive snows, you can imagine where that's going. Your second problem, Adam, is there's no ice and water shield. And what that stuff is, it's like a magic self-healing membrane. Have you seen ice dams on your roof, Adam? Oh, yeah, I get these big icicles coming down. So, all right, Adam, here's what's happening. See, inside your house, like where we're standing now, that heat's gonna rise up and it's gonna go through the attic and then start warming up your roof from the bottom. So all that snow that's on top is gonna start melting and run off. And as soon as it surpasses your heated part of the home on that overhang that you can see right out that window, there's no more heat. It's gonna freeze. Once this cycle continues, that water that's running down, getting past that, freezes, running down, getting back up, freezes, is gonna continually back up underneath your shingles until the water that's coming down doesn't have a chance to freeze, and then it's backed up under those shingles, and it's gonna start coming down through any hole it can find. And what you got up there is just plain old felt paper with nails, which is basically like putting a nail through a Coke can. What's going to happen to the water? It's going to follow that nail and all the other nails and come into your property. Actually, just like right there on your ceiling that you can see that yellow stain. And that's what's going on everywhere. So what we do when we get your roof done is we're going to bring it up to code. We're going to make sure to put in that edge metal, and we're going to go ahead and put ice and water shield on those eaves 2 feet inside the heated wall and on your front porch. We're going to make sure that we do enough courses so we're totally protected here by building code, which again is 16 inches inside the heated wall. I can get your roof done next week. It'll be 20 grand. Imagine that. Which roofer do you buy from? Yeah, my guess is you said to yourself, I would buy from roofer number 2. Now, it's not to say, by the way, that what you drive is not important. It's not to say that looking professional is not important. And it's not to say that you shouldn't do a presentation or use the latest, greatest presentation software. What it means is that how we treat people and how we conduct business is more important than all of it. And in an ideal world, I think we'd both agree we could marry both of those salespeople into one, and they would be a closing powerhouse. But I know that I vote with my dollars and you vote with yours. So when you're new and just getting started in this business, your job is to become an expert. Your job is to help homeowners. Your job is to do the very best job that you can, regardless of what you drive. Check it out of your mind, because you just experienced it for yourself of how you would choose a roofer. And when I've done this exact scenario in front of thousands of people all across America, they all vote for the second roofer, even though the first one had the fancy gadget, the fancy car, and did the presentation even better. And again, it's not to say it's not important, but it is not as important. In an ideal world, we do it all. So don't let it hold you back. I didn't let it hold me back, and I made it here, and I'm not special, my friend. You can do it too. Check what you're running, run what you've brung, and then in time, when it makes sense, you can level it up. But if you think for a second that your truck wrap is getting you sales, think again. Because if you can attribute, because since I got my truck wrapped, I got 5 phone calls and 3 sales, then and only then does it make sense. But for most people I talk to, it doesn't make the sale, it just helps you look good. So don't get stuck in the weeds. Run what you brung and do right by others. Hey, thanks for joining me in today's video. And just because our time here is about to wrap up does not mean your and my time has to. So if you haven't yet done it, jump into my free training center right now. There's no catch, and there's exclusive content waiting for you instantly inside that you're not gonna find here on YouTube. Or hang with me here on YouTube. I got another video for you. If you're still wondering if it matters about what you drive, jump into that one, and I'll see you in the next video.